What's up, family? This is Christmas C. Davis on Go. This is the raw, this is the real, and this is where we make meals. Let's eat. All right, so today I want to go over um, five pros and cons, five pros and five cons of the courier business. Now, before I get started, I just want to precursor with this. This is strictly based on my experience, right? So my goal with this is for you to take the information that I'm giving you or take my experience that I'm telling you and apply it to your own situation. Don't take what I'm saying as for face value. I mean, take it for face value as far as what I'm telling you I'm experiencing, but don't take it as, hey, this is what I'm gonna go through. Take it as, okay, this guy's giving me some information. I'll take that information into consideration and apply it to my own situation. All right, so I just want to precursor with that before I get started. All right, so I'm gonna start with the pros. First pro, on-demand work. This was huge for me when I encountered this as a professional or as a business, right? On-demand work. Again, I told y'all in my last video that I started off doing Uber. And what I really liked about it, I really don't care for the passengers aspect of it, but the fact that I get to, make money on demand, and pretty much no one is looking over me and telling me when I can and can't work, what I can and can't do on the job or whatever. Like, I really appreciated that. And as a medical courier, it's very similar. Now, with the contract I have right now, and most contracts for that matter, you do kind of have like I don't know, like an outline that they kind of want you to fulfill. They want you to be, at the warehouse at a certain time, and they want you to finish by a certain time. But in between that, you do what you want, and if you're disciplined enough, you will do a good job. But on-demand work is what was a huge selling point for me, and it still is. So if you are somebody that likes to, just kind of move at your own rhythm, and you don't really need someone telling you what to do and how to do it, this is perfect for you. All right, pro number two is growth potential. What I mean by growth potential is there is unlimited, and when I say unlimited, there's unlimited potential to grow in this industry. You guys got to think. You can start with one contract, and you can operate as yourself for one contract. And if that contract allows you to subcontract people under you, you can just grow exponentially just with that. You can just have your own team, right? But what if you get two contracts that allows you to do that, or three contracts that allows you to do that? And then that's just in your state. What about when you begin to, go outside of your state, outside of your hometown, and you begin to, get contracts and able to put guys under you, and you may or you may not have to be present for that. Just think about that, right? So the growth potential, and the other piece to that is it's such a low barrier of entry. Like, it don't take much to begin to do this. You just have to understand what you want to do, and you just got to put one foot in front of the other and keep going. Okay, pro number three, networking. And this is very slept on. This is the aspect of the business that's very slept on. Networking is a huge part of this. I would actually say it may be a requirement, right? When you get these contracts, and when you talk to these people, get to know them on a deeper level. Not I'm not saying get in their business and get personal, but just, try to figure out who you're talking to. And the reason why I say that is because when you know someone's story and they know your story, y'all can find common ground, and y'all can figure out how y'all can help one another. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's not a job, so there's not somewhere you come, you get your paycheck, and you go home. Some people, but everyone in here understands that, hey, I'm working on my own dime, I'm working on my own time. So anything that I can do, or anything someone else can do to help me, and anything I can do to help them, I'm down for it. So you just got to figure out, it's one of those things where it's like you just have to find your tribe, figure out who and what can help you take things to the next level. Okay, so the next pro is providing opportunities, aka subcontracting. I'm just now getting to a point where I'm able to subcontract people and have people under me. And I got to tell you, it's a great feeling. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, just like someone provided me an opportunity, I get to do that for someone else. And it's not from a selfish aspect. It's more from a gratitude aspect. You know, I'm grateful to be in a position to be able to do something like that for someone. And I'm very excited, and I'm looking forward to providing more opportunities for more people, right? So that's a pro for me. And you know, I don't know if everyone is, you know, looking forward to being like in a leadership type position, but I am, you know. And this would be a first for me, being I don't know, you'll call it a manager or not a boss, because I don't really care for that word, but just someone in a position to provide opportunities and help someone else reach their potential and reach their dreams. All right, and the last pro for me personally would be traveling. I love to travel, and so what I have now with the contract I'm operating now, I travel a lot. Now it's only within my state, and I'm in Michigan. And so I'm going all through Michigan. You know, I've been living in Michigan my whole life, and I'm discovering parts of Michigan that I had no idea existed. And that's pretty exciting. So, you know, the travel aspect of it is a pro for me. I'm not, you know, maybe certain people don't really care for that. I do. I like to see things. You know, when I'm out here on the road, I'm making money, but I get to, you know, cut my radio on, cut my music on, and just kind of like sightsee as I'm making money. I mean, come on, man. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? All right, so I gave you all the positives. I gotta give you the other side to it, right? Because again, this is the raw, this is the real. So I can't give you the good without giving you the bad, you know. And it's not necessarily bad, but you know, you gotta take the balance. You know, you take the good with the bad, right? So the first con is obviously is gonna be expenses. You know, oil changes, um, gas, car maintenance in general, bookkeeping. This is huge. A lot of people don't really understand. You have to account for your books. Every week, because I don't want them to get out of hand. So every week I sit down and I just organize my books and taxes. All right. So the next con would be long hours. Long hours. Listen, guys. I get up at 4:30 a.m. and I'm out there sometimes until again 6 p.m. Sometimes I'm out. It's been a few times I was out there till 8 p.m. You know, but for me, it's worth it. For me, and I say it's worth it not because what I'm getting in that moment, but because I know what I'm building. So I don't look at it like, oh, I'm tired, I'm ready to go home. I look at it like, okay, this is one of them days where I got to put in a little more effort, but it's all for the best because I know what I'm doing, I know where I'm going, I know what I'm building. Okay, another con is finding consistent work. I struggle with this, you know, when I was trying to pivot from Uber to, you know, get into this, you know, full time. It was pretty difficult to find, you know, a contract that offered consistent work. You know, obviously, I dibble and dabble in apps too, but even those aren't consistent as I would like them to be. So, you know, finding a contract that provides you work 7 days a week, you know, for at least 8 to 10 hours a day could be pretty challenging. But you just gotta, you know, do your research and find out what works for you. But when you find one, you know, cherish it and take care of it, nurture it, show up, do your best, do your absolute best, and you know, opportunities will come your way. Well, more opportunities will come your way. All right. So the next con is things could be very time consuming. And that kind of goes into what I said about it being long hours, but more so when I say time consuming, I'm alluding to on a grand scale, right? Um, Again, this is from my perspective. So for me, you know, I'm starting in my truck, my personal truck, and my goal is to have multiple, you know, sprinter vans and cargo vans and box trucks on the road, and it takes time to get to that point, right? You know, this for me, I'm looking in the future. I'm looking like, okay, this could be, you know, a 2-3 year process before I get things all the way, you know, rolling the way I want. It may be sooner. I'm looking for it to be sooner. I'm working every day to, you know, make this happen. All right, so finally, and for me, it's really not a con, but for some people it may be. It requires devotion. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. It requires devotion. You got to be devoted. You got to be learning. You know, it's not just delivering packages. You know, I am in the middle of my route. You guys can't see the packages this time, but I am in the middle of my route. But it's not just delivering packages, right? You gotta understand and be open to everything that this entails, right? So that's business. That's, you know, being a leader, communication, and things of that nature. You have to understand, like, okay, it's gonna require all of this for me to be successful in this, right? And so you wanna thrust yourself, you wanna immerse yourself into learning all that you can to be as successful as you can in this. And so yeah, it requires devotion, it requires dedication, and it's gonna require some sacrifice. And sleep could be one of those sacrifices. A social life could be one of those sacrifices. Or really, well, we ain't gonna get into all that, but yeah. So all of these, you know, different things, you know, may have to be put on the chopping block for you to get what you want out of this. But hey, if you wanna be successful, if you wanna build a business, if you got big dreams, if you got, you know, big expectations for yourself and big and high standards, do what you gotta do. Put it out there on the line, man. Get up at 4:30, you know, and stay out as long as you need to. Find another contract, buy more vehicles, reach out to people, see who, you know, who's willing to, you know, work and make some money, you know, because that's all we here to do, baby. We here to eat. We here to get this bag, and we here to eat. We here to feed our families, and we here to build generational wealth, right? So those are my 5 pros and cons of the courier business. I appreciate y'all. If you watched this video, if you stayed for the whole time, thank you. Drop a like, drop a comment, and subscribe if you like. And I'll see y'all in the next video next time.